As a naturopath, I believe that our body is designed to promote health and not disease. And to restore function, we need to discover and remove the source of the stress, not through drugs and chemicals, but by the naturopathic principles of food, sunlight, herbs, water, rest, and obviously lifestyle. And while allopathic medicine and naturopathy approach health differently, in the 1985 edition of Human Physiology, Vanda Sherman and Luciano wrote that the single most important unifying idea to understanding the interrelationships of the body's organ systems was the concept of maintaining a relatively constant internal environment. In short, they express the naturopathic belief that if the health of our internal terrain, our cells, remain healthy, then we too will remain healthy. Now, in the last decade, we've seen a shift in the importance of understanding that we are really responsible for our own health. And over 20 years ago, when I started in natural health, conversations would be on the value of supplementing. Vitamins and minerals, however, were the discoveries of 100 years ago. And nowadays, thanks to patented research, we can actually replenish cellular signaling messages that go straight to the heart of how cells communicate and keep us at peak performance. And they also prime the cells to receive the supplements that we consume. However, when people seek non-drug-based therapies to replace a medication, they often bring this magic bullet mentality to the table, appearing to ignore the nature of how we heal. The recommended daily intake of an RDI or supplement, it's simply to provide the minimum amount of an ingredient necessary to avoid the disease that it prevents. So an RDI of vitamin C is 65 to 90 milligrams a day. Hardly enough to support the immune system, but certainly acceptable if you want to prevent scurvy. Unless somebody undergoes nutrient deficiency, how do they actually know the extent of their need? And people often take a supplement for 30 days only to decide, well, it didn't work for me. But that can also raise the question, how long have you had your complaint and are you on medication? Health is not a 30-day cure, all right? And since we are all different, we must also recognize that what works for your friend might not work for you in certainly the same time frame, with the same quantity or the same supplement. Medications create nutrient deficiencies. For example, cholesterol meds affect vitamin A, D, and K. Vitamin D is key to immunity and is low in the patients who have cancer. It's also seen as a deficiency marker in the current health crisis. Birth controls deplete magnesium, but I'm sure that doctors don't have conversations about magnesium deficiency before they whip out their script and write a prescription for Requip or gabapentin for restless legs. A drug treats the fruit of the problem by using chemicals that have opposing effects on our physiology, forcing the body to overpower the symptoms and create relatively predictable results. But with naturopathy, we must look to the root and not approach solutions from an allopathic standpoint of symptoms. The very nature of healing is to support the way the body is designed to heal. But by supporting the body to move from deficiency to sufficiency and then on to stability, there's no magic bullet, there's no pill for an ill approach. One approach actually opposes the body and the other one complements it. One takes over the outcome and the other one assists the operating system. After 20 years, here's what I do know, is that when we're out of balance for too long, we move from a place of ease to dysfunction and then to dis-ease. That unexpected terminal diagnosis that people often get demonstrates too clearly that we don't feel most of the shift from ease to dis-ease as it's actually happening. This dysfunction didn't start the week before we received a diagnosis. Maintaining health is really the daily war going on in our body between the number of damaged cells that we are creating and the number of damaged cells that our body is able to eliminate. That's the essence of homeostasis. And as Vanda Sherman and Luciano said, the disease is basically a reflection of not maintaining a relatively constant internal environment over time. So when we seek to restore homeostasis, there's no magic bullet.